Hi there, Maria here from KUHN RIKON. Today I want to show you how to do some delicious, crispy, simple roast potatoes. We're going to be using the pressure cooker to reduce the total cooking time and to save a little bit of energy for yourselves there. And we're going to be using our New Life roasting tin, which is one of the fantastic products in our recycled aluminium range. It's won awards for being sustainable, and because it's aluminium, it heats the potatoes to a really nice crisp finish without having to use too much oil. So our ingredients are very simple today. I'm using 1 kilo of Maris Piper potatoes, which I've peeled and quartered. 1 kilo, I'm aiming for about 4 people. So obviously you can work with whatever quantity you're doing. I'm using 3 tablespoons of oil, preferably an oil that has a little less kind of flavor. Things like canola oil, vegetable oil, and sunflower oil are quite good. Olive oil tends to get a little bitter when you're using it in roast potatoes. So, but I mean, you know, work with what you have. And then just salt and pepper. And you only need 1 cup of water to heat 1 kilo of potatoes. And that is where the Duramatic pressure cooker comes in. I'm working with our Inox range today. It's got a stainless steel valve housing. It has a beautiful finish to it. And I'm working with a long-handled one. Some people find the long-handled one they prefer for dexterity reasons. Some people find it easier to handle. Some people find it easier to carry, but it really is up to you. Some people prefer the shorter for space saving. So it's personal preference. And we are using the trivet, which comes with all of our Duramatic pressure cookers at KUHN RIKON. And this I essentially call a steaming shelf because you're going to use it for veg. You could use it for roast potatoes, but it's going to sit inside. So let's get going. What I'm going to recommend is that you get prepared a little bit. So you're going to preheat your oven to 200 degrees. And you're going to put some water into your Duramatic. 1 cup is all you need, 1 cup of liquid. And we're going to go for the heat on our hob. I'm working on induction today. All of our pressure cookers are induction ready, but you could be working on any hob that you have. Now, the lid isn't going to go on just yet because we want to get some heat going. And we're going to start to work with our ingredients. So the trivet does go in. Don't wait until it's too hot that you can't place that in there. And what we're going to do is just load the potatoes in. Now, if this was a busy, day like Christmas Day or a Sunday roast, then you might want to pre-prep some of this. So 2 ways you can do it. You could pre-slice and quarter the potatoes, and then you could leave them in a bit of water with some lemon juice overnight, and that will reduce the oxidation. Or you could take it to the next level and parboil them, and then do the roasting on the day. Or you could even go whole hog, actually, and pretty much do the whole process and just do a finish of 10 minutes in the oven on the day. So loads of stages that will help you if you've got a busy, entertaining day. So we're going to pop our potatoes in, 1 kilo. Ooh. Now, this is a 5-litre pressure cooker. So you can probably see that it's really quite generous. 1 kilo is probably about just under half of the capacity of the pressure cooker. You have markers inside. That 2/3 little marker there is the absolute maximum of what you can fill when you're pressure cooking. When you've not got the lid on, it's a casserole. It's a really good quality casserole pot, essentially. So you could be using it for sauteing, but today we're going to use it for essentially steaming. Now, we are going to go on with the lid. And today I'm going to work with the magic number 7. Easy to remember for you at home. So you're going to be doing, hold on a sec, there. So we're going to bring it to pressure level 2, and the pressure level indicator is here. Level 1 is where you can only see 1 red band. Level 2 is where you can see both red bands. So we want the heat medium-high. For example, if your induction has a capacity of like number 10, you want about a 7. And what we're going to do is we're just going to wait for that pressure to come up to level 2. Now, while that is happening, we're going to actually prepare the roasting tin. And this is going to make the oil really nice and hot for when you add the potatoes. So my only other real ingredient here is 3 tablespoons of oil. That's going to go in there. For now, that's all that's going to go in there, but I am just going to move it around a little bit. And that is going to go into the oven to preheat while your potatoes our cooking. And we're just going to wait until we see that level 2 band, and we're going to go for 7 minutes. So we've had 7 minutes at level 2. What we want to do now is turn off the heat, and that will be the pressure cooker section. We're just going to take the roasting tin out of the oven. Now, the reason I want to do that now is because it's been in there for 7 minutes. Now, the oil is going to be quite hot. Now, obviously, use your oven gloves and everything. So I want to take the roasting tin out, and I want to just let that oil cool just while I deal with the potatoes, okay? So that is obviously very hot, so you're going to be super careful. You're going to keep that safely out of the way. Now I am going to season this oil with my salt and with my pepper. And there's going to be no need for a colander. Woohoo. Treat yourself. No need for a colander. Save yourself washing up. Now, we want to release the pressure on here so we can open it. If the valve stem is up, it has pressure inside and it physically will not let you open it. Nice little safety measure from KUHN RIKON. Options to release the pressure. You can do that manually just by pressing with your finger. If you find the button does get a little hot, then you can use a spatula to continue releasing the pressure. And just do make sure that you have turned the heat source off completely. Otherwise, you're adding heat, which increases the pressure whilst you're trying to release pressure. Counterproductive, so just make sure you turn the heat off. No biggie. And as the valve stem starts to drop, you'll know the pressure is going down. And once the valve stem is completely flat, you will be able to open the cooker because now it will be safe. There'll be no pressure in there. A little bit more. Okay. So we're going to open up. And we've got some 7-minute parboiled potatoes. Now, I just want to rough them up a little bit. Some people would be draining them and shaking them in a colander, but I'm honestly just going to give them a stir. And that gives them all the lovely crunchy business that you love for your roast potatoes. And then I'm just going to transfer them. Now, truth be told, you could just tip this out. Oh no, the water's in there. That's why you can't tip it out. She remembers. She remembers. So we're going to do our oven cooking for the remainder. But what the pressure cooker does is it allows you to quickly get very soft potatoes. Woo, and saves you a bit of energy because you only had a cup of water in there. Now, if you had been boiling the water and covering the potatoes completely, it would take a lot more energy to achieve the same result. Okay. So now the roasting tin here, like I said, it's part of our New Life Pro range. It is recycled aluminium, so it's actually made out of old cans. It's also made in Switzerland, as is the pressure cooker. And it's just really nice to know that you're cooking with something that is a little conscious of its effects on the environment. So from here, safety first, oven glow on, because you're going to hold the edge and you're just going to stir these around so they get coated a little bit in that oil. Now, I'm not going to add any oil for the rest of the cooking process. So 3 tablespoons of oil is all I'm going to do. And the fact that it is a very high quality non-stick and a very conductive aluminium is going to really add to the crispiness of these potatoes. So I'm just going to separate them out just a little bit so they're not touching too much. And then we're going to go into that very hot oven, 200 degrees. If your oven is not a convection oven, then maybe go 220 even. And we're going to use our magic number of 7 minutes for the first round. So in Now we're going to do 7 minutes. We're going to take them out and we're going to turn them. We're going to do that 2 more times. So in total, 3 times 7 minutes, 21 minutes, plus your 7 minutes there, under 30 minutes of active cooking time for your roast potatoes. Okay, so we're going to wait 7 minutes and then we'll turn them. So 21 minutes of oven cooking time is now finished. You've turned them twice just to get all the sides nice and crispy. In the New Life roasting pan, which we're using, they do crisp up really beautifully, but take a little more time if you need it. So here we have the final roast potatoes. Again, it was very simple. We kept it quite straightforward, just the oil, just the salt, and the pepper, and now we can just serve them. So crispy, soft in the middle because of the pressure cooking, which makes all the difference. Oh, come on, Maria, be bold. There we go. Now that non-stick is really beautiful as well, so that will be very easy to clean once it cools down. Obviously be mindful of hot things in your life, but that I am rather happy with, crispy roast potatoes.